Hey guys, would you work at McDonald's if they paid you $30 an hour? Well, that might just happen because this market is crazy. I'm Hoan. This is the Hoan Zone where we help you multiply the assets you own. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about what you can expect in today's job market. And if you're an entrepreneur, how that affects you. And if you stay till the end of the video, I'm going to go over my predictions of what might happen in this job market and what you need to do about it to make sure that you stay ahead of the curve. All right, roll that intro. Before we get started, I want to give a shout out to my newest subscribers. We got Miles, Martin, and Spencer. They are aged from 11 to 15, and that is our future. So I am so happy to hear that they have subscribed to the Hoan Zone, helping them multiply the assets they own. And if you guys are a parent of kids of that age, tell them to watch this channel so that they know how to become financially literate so that they can create a massive empire for themselves by the time they're your age. The current minimum wage is $7.25 an hour, and it's been that way for a decade or over, and that is a problem. Why that's a problem is because people aren't making enough money to afford just basic living things. Now, if they raise the minimum wage, people might be able to afford more, but then there are critics to raising the minimum wage. They will say that everything's going to become more expensive, and when everything becomes more expensive, your minimum wage, your $10 an hour or $15 an hour or whatever they raise it to, it's going to be a moot point because everything's going to be more expensive. And yes, you get paid more, but you're spending more. So there's no difference. So let's just leave it alone and let's keep it at $7.25 an hour. Whether that's right or wrong, I have no idea. I'm just going to tell you guys what's happening in the market today. Because of all of the risks from the pandemic and COVID-19, and also because of the rising cost of living, people are opting to just not go to work and live off of unemployment. And unemployment for some people has been more money than what they were getting paid from their other job or for the previous job. So now, if you had the choice, get paid more money doing nothing or go to work, risk getting COVID and not getting paid enough money to live, which would you choose, right? So a lot of people are choosing unemployment. Now that's going to end, but while it was still going on, employers were struggling to find people to go to work. People were just saying it's not worth going to work. So what did they have to do? Raise the rates that they were paying everybody. So I'm driving around and I see McDonald's hiring people at $15 an hour. So whether the minimum wage got raised or not, what you had to pay people in order to get them to come to work raised anyway. It went up to that $15 an hour anyway. So let's see what happens in terms of the economy because now everybody's getting paid more. We've already seen prices of everything going up. Lumber went up. Food went up, cars went up, everything went up already anyway. Was that caused because people were getting paid more? I don't know. But people need to get paid more in order to afford all of those things. Now, how does that benefit you? If you guys are watching this channel, then you know that I'm a big advocate of you guys buying real estate properties so that you can either rent them out or you can flip them. And for me and my business, all the properties that I own went up dramatically in value and the rents have gone up as well. I've been able to charge for properties in terms of rent. I've been able to charge way more than I ever expected, and people are lining up to rent these properties out. This is why I keep telling people that you guys want to multiply the assets you own, because the more assets you have, the more cash flow you get to bring in, and it keeps up with changing rates. So if people have more money, then you're going to collect more rent, and that more rent equals more cash flow, and then you get to live the life that you want. And now if you're just an employee looking to become an entrepreneur, then there's good news for you as well. Because you're an employee willing to work, you have a lot of options. You get to bounce around to different jobs and see which job you like the best. And those jobs will most likely pay you more money than they did before. So if you're an employee, you're in good shape right now. And here's something that's really cool that's going to happen. You're going to eventually find a job that you actually like. And because you like that job, you're going to enjoy going into work. And if you enjoy going into work, you're more likely going to have more efficiency in terms of your performance. You're going to do more work. You're going to interact with customers. You're going to be happier. The customer is going to be happier. You're going to generate more money for the company. And then the company is going to see that and then reward you with more money. So you're going to continue to make more and more and more money And then if you continue to make more and more money, you can dump it into buying more assets, and then you're going to have income stream from all your assets, and then you're going to have a bunch of money from your employer, and life is happily ever after. Maybe. Money doesn't buy you happiness, but it does afford you a bunch of things that might make you happy. One of the downsides of all of this wage increase happening is a lot of businesses will shut down. A lot of businesses will not be able to keep up with paying their employees more money because the entrepreneur, the business owner, they might already be working on razor thin margins, and they won't be able to pay you and keep the business afloat. So they might just shut the doors if they can't innovate and pivot. Some just call that the natural progression of evolution. And even if that's true, it's still sad because this is a person behind it all, this business owner. There's still a person who dumped all of their life savings into creating a business, and they're just trying to create a livelihood for them and their family. So anybody going out of business is a sad thing because it's hard on them. But the benefit is you figure out what you're made of when your back is against the wall. So for some of these business owners, they're going to be forced to look at their business and figure out how do they run their business more efficiently. And they might figure out something that causes them to make more money with less time and effort, and in a way that they actually prefer anyway. So sometimes you're forced into improving your life. They might have already been teetering on bankruptcy or going out of business already, but because they weren't fully pushed into making a decision, they didn't make a decision. So sometimes being forced to do something is a beautiful thing because it shows you what you're really made of. So with all of these people making so much more money, what's going to happen over the next 10 years? Well, here's my prediction. People who are making more money today will make even more money tomorrow. It is very rare where somebody gets paid, say $15 an hour or $20 an hour, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna change and go back to $10 an hour when the market changes. That usually doesn't happen. They usually have a standard that they set, and then they build from that standard. So if they're getting paid $15 an hour, their next job is gonna be $20 an hour, $25 an hour. It's only going to go up from there. And then with everybody making more money, this whole idea of a minimum wage might just be thrown right out the window because it doesn't matter what the minimum wage is. Nobody's going to go work for that minimum wage. So then who cares what that is because everybody's getting paid more money. But as the critics were predicting, I'm thinking that because everybody's being paid more money, they have more money to spend. And so now that I know that you have more money to spend, I'm going to raise my prices. And so I do think that we are going to experience inflation at quite a high level. So you want to hedge your bet by buying a bunch of assets that go up in value as inflation goes up. But if you guys are subscribed to the Hoan Zone, then you are not looking to get a job most likely. You guys are looking to find that financial freedom and live your life however you want, with whoever you want, whenever you want, and do whatever it is that you want, right? That's what you want to do. So what do you guys do now? Your job is just to make sure that everybody knows that you are an investor. Do not be an undercover real estate investor. So what's going to happen in the future, I think, is that employers that can't stay in business and they go out of business, they're going to have to liquidate their assets. So the buildings that they own, the house that they own, they might have to sell it all. And then you get to pick it up. You get to buy those assets and you get to buy it at a cheap price because they, unfortunately, they just need the money, and you're going to be the one who provides them the money. So you're going to buy it up at a great price, and then you're going to put it on the market either for sale or for rent, and you're going to get top dollar because you're going to know how to do that. So when you do that, you're going to make a ton of money. Now, you're going to help that owner, that business owner who's going out of business. You're going to help them because you're going to provide them the money that they need. Right? You're going to give them an offer that works for them and works for you because you need to make money as well. So you're going to give them an offer. It works for them, and then they're going to go settle their problems, right? Now you have these assets. Now you're going to go make a bunch of money. If you were going to rent the properties, and let's say you were thinking about renting it for $1,200 a month, you're going to now rent it out for $1,500 a month. And if you were going to sell it for $150,000, now you're going to sell it for $200,000. You're going to make that much more money, and that is going to allow you to live the lifestyle you want. There is always going to be an ebb and flow to things, right? Like, things are going to be born and then things are going to die. Businesses are going to start and then they're going to end. It's always going to be an ebb and flow. Money is, it's a funny thing. We think we actually own it. Really, it's more like we're all playing a board game, and one day you're going to not play the board game anymore. So all of the money, all of the pieces that you have accumulated over time, they just stay on the board. And then the next player comes and takes your seat. That's how life is. So we're not really doing anything but just shuffling pieces around while we're on this earth. So don't take it too seriously. Just know that we are playing this one big massive game and we're just shuffling pieces around until our time is over, and then we leave the board game and then somebody new is going to take our seat. So we may be winning, but in the end, we all go to the same place. But while you're here, you get to make a giant impact on a bunch of people, and everybody who's on the board, you get to help all of them live a better life, and in turn, you will live a better life. Now, you're interested though in playing the board game a little better, then check out the Hoan Zone community. Go to hoanzone.com/community, and there you will get to interact with other board game players, and you will learn how to play the game a little better. And while you play the game a little better, your life will be that much more enjoyable while you are still here. Now, I'd love to hear from you guys. Do you currently have a job? And if you do you enjoy the job that you have, and are they paying you enough money? If you're a business owner, how are you dealing with the employee shortage? Are you raising your rates? Are you pivoting your business? What are you doing as a business owner? I would love to hear from you guys. Put it in the comments below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to this channel, because I release new videos every Monday and Wednesday here at the Hoan Zone, where we help you multiply the assets you own. All right, guys, now go out there, make a whole bunch of money. I'm Hoan Tai. Let's multiply.